Yo guys, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my thoughts on Super Bowl 57. Obviously, I made a video last year about my thoughts on Super Bowl 56, which I thought was a pretty entertaining Super Bowl between the Rams and the Bengals. This year, it was the Eagles versus the Chiefs. And obviously, if you're watching this video, most of you probably know that the Chiefs won 38-35. Before I get into the end of the game and what I thought about the ending sequence and just my whole rant on that, I do want to say that this was a very entertaining game. I mean, there wasn't really a lot for me to complain about from this game outside of the ending and also the turf being really slippery. That's another thing. But outside of that, everything else was like really good. It was a hard-fought game. It was pretty high scoring. I mean, 38-35 ending score is pretty high in the Super Bowl. But you did have defensive moments. You had big hits, big runs, just big plays overall, and just and I mean, it was a really entertaining Super Bowl. Not really much to say outside of that. Oh, I do want to say that Jalen Hurts, man, he proved me wrong 100%. I did not think Jalen Hurts was that good of a quarterback, but yeah, no. After seeing that game, I mean, he only made one big mistake, and I don't want to be this guy, but I do think he should have won Super Bowl MVP even though his team lost. I get that, you want to give it to the best performance on the team that won, but I mean, Jalen Hurts was the story of that game. He had like 70, 80 rushing yards and like passed for over 300 yards and scored every touchdown for the Eagles, whether it was through the air or through the ground, and also got a 2-point conversion, which was crazy. Yeah, I mean, just really, really good game from him. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and move on to my main criticism, which was about in the last 2 minutes. Obviously, you guys probably watch the game, so who knows what I'm gonna rant about. Is that holding call, that flag that was thrown? I can't remember who it was called on. Like, I don't remember the defender, but I think it was Juju was the intended receiver. But obviously, Patrick Mahomes dropped back, and then he overthrew Juju for about 5 yards, and I was really excited because I was going for the Eagles, but ultimately I didn't really care. I live in Missouri, and I'm not a Chiefs fan, so it's annoying to see the Chiefs win, if that makes sense, because the whole state is blown out of proportion. But honestly, I didn't care. I just wanted to see a good game, and I did see a good game until that flag came out, and it kind of just it put a damper on my mood, man, because I was like, man, it was 3rd and 8. That was an incomplete pass. I'm assuming they probably would have kicked the field goal. I don't know with the Chiefs. They could have went for it. But I'm assuming they probably would have kicked the field goal, took the 3 points, and then just relied on their defense there. And even if they didn't kick the field goal and they went for it, it's either they don't get it or they most likely get a touchdown. I doubt they're going to just get, the first down without getting a touchdown in that situation. So, because I don't exactly remember where they were. I think they were only like there was only 2 yards between, the first down and the touchdown, the end zone, I mean. So, yeah, they were probably I'm assuming they were going to kick the field goal, but who knows. I just hate to see the game end like that because on that type of call, I guess I could just talk about the call and just how horrible I think it was. I mean, I just don't think that flag should have been thrown, and I even went back and watched it because whenever I originally watched it, I was like, oh, no, yeah, I mean, it is a hold, but it's just annoying to see it get called in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, don't call it. But even after watching it in the first quarter, that probably wouldn't get called either. I mean, he had his jersey a little bit, and he had his left hand around, I think it was Juju, his waist, but he let go. I don't even know if he had a hold of him for even like a second, maybe just a second, and then he let go, and he wasn't really he wasn't pulling him, he wasn't pushing him in a certain direction, he wasn't doing any of that. So I think if it didn't affect the route, which you can see, by rewatching the play, that it didn't really affect the route. He still ran just a little curl route to the outside, and Patrick Mahomes overthrew him by 5 yards anyways. I doubt Juju gets there No, I know Juju doesn't get there even if that contact is made, because it didn't slow him down at all. And it was also just, it's just a BS call, man. And I don't want to, I don't want to take stuff from the Chiefs, even though I don't like the Chiefs. It's not their fault, really. It's the ref's fault for making that call. It just sucks to see such an entertaining game in like that. And something else I want to say is I don't like the response that has been from Chiefs fans about the call. Own up to the call and admit it's a bad call. Because I've heard some Chiefs fans probably have owned up to it, but other Chiefs fans are like, they would have won anyways. And it's like, yeah, they could have won anyways, but like that ended the game right there on such a bad call. And then other ones are saying, oh, well, that's a makeup call for, a call that happened several drives, back on Juju, that holding call, because that was actually holding. But what I'd like to say on the makeup calls is I do agree makeup calls should be a part of the game, because, if a ref messes up, I feel like they should, be able to make a different call, but it shouldn't be on something small, like no minor stuff. But if it's a major play, then yeah. But also, they did it like several drives after that Juju play had already happened. I don't know. I can't remember exactly if it even happened in the fourth quarter whenever Juju got held originally, But, and to see that, a makeup call be happened on the last drive where it's like, okay, if this call is made, it's a guaranteed win for the Chiefs. No, it shouldn't be like that. The refs missed a call. You don't punish the other team by waiting until it's like a big part of the game and then do a makeup call. No. Also, some people have said the refs were bad all game. Not really. I think the refs were pretty good the majority of the game. I know some people are saying that that fumble that the Eagles receiver had, whenever he ran out the backfield, caught it, and then got lit up and dropped the ball. That wasn't a fumble, though. It was an incomplete pass. Anyone that knows the actual rules would know that. So I think the calls were, there was, that missed holding call on Juju. That was, bad. But I don't think it was horrible because it wasn't at a bad part of the game, to be honest. But that last call kind of just ruined my mood, man, and yeah, it sucked. But outside of that, it was a really entertaining Super Bowl. It just sucks that it ended like that, man. But I'm going to get off that topic. And yeah, no, I'm just going to say it was a really entertaining Super Bowl. The halftime show, I didn't really watch it because I was over at a few friends watching the Super Bowl. I didn't really pay attention to it there. But I did go back and rewatch it at my house, and I thought it was actually pretty good. Whenever I first watched it, I was like, I didn't really care. But whenever I went back and rewatched it, I thought it was a pretty entertaining halftime show. So, yeah. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. Chiefs win the Super Bowl, and, yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say. I'm going to probably make a video. I was going to say I was going to make a video on my NFL predictions for next year, but I'm going to wait until the off season's all done with and we get close to that because I'm not doing stuff early. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace.